Senior Stay or Go TV. Today our guest is Michelle Clock. She is the Communications Officer at the County of San Diego Office of Emergency Services. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me on.
Michelle, thank you for being here. So tell us, what are the top 3 things seniors should do to be prepared for an emergency?
Yeah. So we know that first responders are going to be inundated with calls during emergencies, right? So anything that seniors can do to be self-sufficient, to be ready, because they may not be the first priority for a first responder. So the 3 basic things that we suggest at the Office of Emergency Services are, number 1, to make a plan. And so you want to, it sounds simple.
I know.
Simple, but you want to think through things like, if you had to evacuate your home quickly, how would you get out? What are 2 ways out of each room, ideally? Where is a safe place where you could meet family members? What if phones were knocked out, right? Where would you meet, and pre-designate a place? So those are a few things to start thinking about. So make a plan. Number 2, build a kit. So you want to have some items ready in case you needed to take care of yourself for 72 hours. So, basics like food, water, medications, medical devices, your doctor's contact information. Those are just a few things. And then number 3, stay informed during an emergency. So one of the first things that we ask people to do is to register for Alert San Diego, which is our region's mass notification system. You might have heard of it. We already have
a radio broadcast?
So what it is we already have your landline phone number. So we want you to also register your cell phone and your email, so that if, let's say, we needed to evacuate your neighborhood, we could get a hold of you wherever you were. So you can do that on our website, readysandiego.org.
Wow. Awesome. I did.
So that's just a little summary.
I'm food. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm a senior and I need to register. I mean, I live in Scripps Ranch, and we know what happened there a couple of times over the last 10 to 15 years.
Exactly.
And the problem with Scripps Ranch is there's not a lot of ways out of Scripps Ranch, and it was a huge problem, as we all know.
Yeah.
So be prepared.
So I'm a big planner, as Ron will attest to. Do you have tips on how seniors can begin to create their plan and actually be able to know that they can implement that plan?
Right. Well, again, our website, readysandiego.org, has a lot of advice on how to start creating a plan. There's even a special pamphlet that is for people who need assistance and caregivers. So it's very thorough. It's 30 pages long.
Wow.
And so it really guides you.
Is that a PDF that people can print out?
You can also print it out, and it's a brochure.
Okay.
People can also call our office, by the way, if they're not.
So if they don't have a computer.
Yeah, if they're not, maybe they don't have a smartphone, 858-565-3490. But so you can, look up materials there. One of the key things is to have what we call a personal support network. So you want to have at least 3 people, friends, family members, a caregiver maybe, who you let know ahead of time that if they don't hear from you, please check on me during an emergency. And these are people who you trust, who know what your limitations are. If you need extra help walking, if you have medical equipment, they can help you.
That's awesome.
So that's a good place to start.
So in terms of areas like Patty and I are very familiar with Seven Oaks and Oaks North and Rancho Bernardo, is there an effort to kind of really reach into those 55+ communities and get the word out there, or is that something we can help you with? And what can we do to be of help? What can people in the community be of service to help you?
Well, there are ways to volunteer, first of all, and also our office will send out speakers to groups, and specifically we can tailor our message to seniors. So let us know, if there are groups that we can come out and speak to about preparedness.
Oh. Well, there you go. You got
so
we have groups you can speak to.
We have groups.
So now our phones might be flooded, but that's okay. But so that's one way. And I mean, we try to reach everybody really, but we also we have an app as well for people who are smartphone savvy.
Oh.
They can download SD Emergency, and that's available in Spanish and also American Sign Language.
Oh,
So you
wow.
can get messages, emergency
Well,
messages.
you guys have taken this to a great level. This is, I mean, there's something for everybody here. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, and you can even adjust the text size so that if you need to make the lettering bigger,
Since if you lost your glasses.
right, on the smartphone. So,
So what are some of the things I should have in my kit?
well, food and water is a good start. Our rule of thumb is a gallon per person per day. So, and I mean, one thing that can be tricky is a lot of us don't live in huge homes, right? But if you can just start to stash away items wherever you can, that's good. But water, you want to have extra for pets too.
Don't forget them.
Food for pets as well. Have a can opener, manual. Sounds so simple, but if the power is knocked out, like back in 2011, remember?
Yep.
You need to be able to open those cans up. Prescriptions, like I mentioned before, a first aid kit, flashlight with batteries. I actually found online a hand crank
Battery.
radio. It's actually
Radio
a
and
radio and a flashlight. So
Somebody
then-
just showed it to me last week. You can get it at Home Depot, actually.
right. So
hand
that's
crank.
Hand
hand
crank.
crank. So then you
You
don't
don't
have
need batteries.
Oh, okay.
I know. So you get
That'd
a
be
little.
worth just to have.
You get a little workout.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
as
funny
well.
you say don't forget the pets because I've been evacuated from my home 3 times in
Oh,
the
wow.
last 30 years. And so now I'm very organized. I mean, I have 2 Tupperware bins with everything in it other than, my computer, which now you don't really have a hard drive anymore. You just have your little laptop that you
Right.
can take. But the last time I was evacuated, I was babysitting a friend's dog and I had the whole car packed. And I looked down and he was sitting there and I went, oh, I'll make room for you. Don't worry, I'll make room for you. I
So you
kind of
had so
forgot
much
he needed a
stuff.
seat.
It's funny how if you've been through it, you know what to do.
Yep.
You know.
The
We-
first time I didn't, but now I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both have been through it.
Oh,
through,
have
with
you?
fires.
Yep.
It's always
Yeah,
been
and
the fires.
so many of us have. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the first one, I thought the house was gone, and I was already had the architect out. But they saved it. They saved
Yeah.
the house. So good for them. That
Yeah.
was great.
So those are just a few things, but of course you want to tailor a kit to your own needs. And plus, I mean, it seems overwhelming, but again, through that special brochure that's for people who need assistance, they even lay out week by week, like first week, get a jar of peanut butter and a gallon of water, and you spread it out over a few months. It's
Instead
a little
of trying
bit.
to do it all at
It's a
once.
little less intimidating, and plus, it spreads the cost out.
Is that something that Patty and I could place into senior communities and get like a
Yeah, definitely.
okay? So
Yeah.
we have to kind of
Put
get
copies in.
copies of that because again, it's like anything else. They think about it and then everybody goes on to their busy schedule.
You
But if we
forget
can make it
about it.
more present in front of them and keep it something that it sounds like if it's 30 pages, it's something that they could put on the shelf, so to speak, and really
Yeah.
refer to it from time
We
to
should
time.
be able to provide some copies of that. Yeah.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Okay.
Not that I want to print
Okay.
up the printing charges.
No,
or
no.
anything like
Yeah.
that. So, what can seniors do to stay informed during an
Mm-hmm.
emergency?
Well, same ways. You want to register for Alert San Diego. You want to download the app. Also, 211 is a huge resource that hopefully you know about.
They've been on the show.
Oh, great. Okay, so 211 is a huge resource. We work very closely with them, actually, and they send a representative inside our emergency operations center during emergencies. So we really are in tight communication. Also, just stay tuned to the media, and radio. Radio is a key way. I know during the blackout, that's what I used was my radio. Kogo 600 is a good source.
People still have to have a radio of
I
some
know.
sort, an old-fashioned radio
Exactly.
in their home.
It's amazing how with all the technology, then that can be the
Still
most.
go back to the old standard.
Right.
So you've mentioned that there's resources available through you through 211, and the seniors can get assistance from your office.
Yes.
You mentioned going online to your website
Yes.
or phoning. Is there any other avenue that they should think about to be able to get to you or be able to get resources from you, or is pretty much website, phone? the main-
Website, phone, again, we can do presentations.
Be careful what you ask for there. Patty and I are
I
on that.
know.
We're on that one. I know. Don't make.
We're
not-
gonna
not making- not
we're gonna
making
get
her-
all booked up now.
Is it through you? Does that come through you?
No, they can just call the main office, not me.
Your phone's gonna be
But,
ringing off the hook.
but one thing I wanted to mention is on the website, one thing that's cool is we have, if you scroll down, there are buttons for different types of emergencies. So you can learn about, wildfires, tsunamis, earthquakes, and then you can see what the specific tips are for each of those.
Okay.
So.
It sounds like you've got it all covered. We're excited.
We
We're thrilled. I learned a lot today.
Good,
Because I
good.
need to get the app. What's the app again?
SD emergency.
SD emergency.
Free, no cost.
No cost. And then to register. What was the other one? To sign-
Register your phone number.
Register my phone number.
Alerts,
My
cell
cell number.
phone,
I know our
and email.
Where's one of the last? We still have a landline, believe it or not. But there's my cell phone.
Right.
Well, Michelle, thank you for being here today. You are a wealth of information, and the San Diego County is doing a great job of helping people for emergency preparedness. And we thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for more Senior Stay or Go TV.